Spicer. Sean, Trump calls himself the presumptive nominee right now. Said it first Tuesday night. Isn't he closer than ever to the reality? Look at the delegates to date, the count right now. 991 for Trump, 568 for Cruz, 154 for Kasich, the number needed to win 1,237. Trump is almost there, right?
Well, right. So let's break this down a little. We actually have the count closer to 950 in terms of bound delegates. Those are the ones that must vote for him. I know that you're counting in some of the ones from Pennsylvania that have stated that they will vote for him. That's important. But where he stands vis-a-vis us, we have to count only the bound ones. He's got 950. He needs about 280 to reach that magic number of 1,237 delegates. So where we are in the process, we've already had 2,027 of the delegates allocated. There's 445 remaining over 10 states. This Tuesday, you'll have 57 in Indiana, and then the last contest is in June 7th. You have 5 states, a total of 303 delegates, including 172 in California alone. Once he gets that 1,237 bound delegates, which won't occur before that June 7th date in California, then we'll know if he's actually the presumptive nominee. But right now, he's still about 280 short, with 445 delegates total to go.
Yeah, so
that's a lot of numbers.
He's still good numbers for Trump. He's still 400 plus ahead of Cruz and way ahead of Kasich right now. So he's in a strong position. I want to quickly get your thoughts on some controversy. He delivered a major foreign policy speech. Trump yesterday suggested his policy was America first, but many have now pointed out that was a phrase used back in the 1930s by isolationists who didn't want the United States to get involved in World War II. Is that phrase, America first, something the Republican National Committee would embrace?
Yeah. I mean, look, I think I'm not endorsing anyone's particular foreign policy or policy, but I think if someone comes around and says, I want America to be first, I think we could do internet searches and find out when it was helped use. I think you get the gist of it. So, Obama used the phrase forward before. I bet you if I search the internet, I can find some group that used that phrase or use that nefariously. I think we're searching too much for controversy these days in all fronts. Look, we all got what he meant, and so I'm not endorsing anyone's particular speech or foreign policy, but I think we've got to stop looking for controversy in every phrase that people use.
Your boss, Reince Priebus, Trump is now calling him, and I'm quoting him now, a very good man. He said it on Tuesday. He said it a few times, but 2 weeks ago, he was calling him a disgrace. I can only assume that Reince Priebus and Donald Trump, they've spoken lately on the phone. They've come to some new understandings. Can you fill us in on that?
Well, I've always thought he was a good man, as you can imagine. I know you think the same. But look, you can go back if you want to keep rewinding the tape. He tweeted out a few weeks ago, had a great meeting with Reince and the RNC. The night of the New Hampshire primary, he thanked Reince and the Republican National Committee from the podium. I get that you see a lot of rhetoric going back and forth. He clearly has a problem with with how delegates are allocated and selected. He's talked about the system several times. I think we continue to talk with him and his campaign about the importance of the Republican National Committee and the role that we actually do play. I'm glad that he's talking about the job that we're doing and the great job that Chairman Priebus has done leading this team. And I assume that that's what we're going to see carried forward. I think it benefits, going back to the last block when we were talking about language and rhetoric. Look, we need a unified party. They talk quite often. Chairman Priebus, as he does with all the candidates, explains what the party's doing to prepare ourselves for the general election, our opposition research on Hillary Clinton, our data and digital operation, and the amazing ground game that we've had in the field for years. We had 4 staffers in the field last time, Wolf, at this point in 2012. We've got hundreds now. We are the best prepared political party in history under Chairman Priebus's leadership, and I think that every one of those campaigns is continuing to realize more and more that the Republican National Committee is going to be a ready organization to help them propel it to victory.
Sean Spicer of the Republican National Committee. Sean, thanks very much.
Thanks, Wolf.